89. 89.
Good morning, everyone. We will call this Monday, the March 4th Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next up, we have a proclamation reading for the American Legion Centennial Day. You guys want to go out front? Sure. American Legion Centennial Day. Whereas American Legion, America's largest veterans organization, has been a staunch advocate for veterans and their families since 1919. And whereas American Legion was founded on the 4 pillars of care for veterans, a strong national defense, Americanism, and children and youth. And whereas American Legion has played a leading role in initiatives and breakthroughs that have affected the lives of Americans in every community, from the U.S. flag code to the GI Bill, and
whereas Lafayette Post 11 has fulfilled the Legion's mission since July of 1919 through programs such as Boys and Girls State Legion Baseball and through advocating and supporting multiple veterans programs at the state and local level, and whereas the American Legion, along with Lafayette Post 11, being recognized as one of the oldest posts in America, are both celebrating their 100th centennial anniversary, 1919 through 2019.
Therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners of Tippecanoe County, Indiana, do hereby proclaim March 16th as American Legion Centennial Day.
Is anyone here? Right up front.
Picture.
Thank you. On behalf of all Legionnaires, all veterans in the area, especially Post 11, we thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. You guys get down.
David.
I thought you were this.
Thank you.
Resolution number is 06.
Okay, next up is our approval of minutes.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we approve the minutes from the February 19th regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Accounts payable, vouchers, and payroll.
Mr. President, I'd like to recommend the claims from February 22nd, 2019 through March 4th, 2019, including the payroll dated February 22nd, 2019, be approved without exception.
Mr. President, I move for approval as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Highway, Stewart.
Good morning. The first item we have is the awarding of the bid for the in-place recycling of North 9th Street from Burnett's Road to Prophet Street and Battleground, 1.7 miles. The total contract, we have reviewed it for errors and irregularities, and we do recommend acceptance. Total contract value is $889,667.20. That is to be shared between Tippecanoe County and Battleground. The portion will be $222,798.84. Work to begin after the July 4th weekend and be complete before August 9th. There will be a full road closure.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we award the bid to Milestone in the amount of $889,667.20.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to award this bid. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Our next item is a supplemental agreement with Butler, Fairman, and Cipher for the work, design work and right-of-way services out at Old 231 and County Road 500 South of McCutcheon High School. It's a safety improvement, federally funded, HSIP 90%, federal 10% local. This addendum adds 19 parcels of right-of-way services and the 740-foot extension of the project at a value of $111,770.
Mr. President, I would move for approval as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the supplemental agreement number 1. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Next item is a permit for the Boiler Sprint Triathlon. This is an annual event that will occur on April 28th. This is the bike portion of the triathlon, which will run down Newman Road, Division Road, out to 575 west, turn around and come back into campus. There will be police officers at the major intersections, and there will be workers in fluorescent uniforms along the route.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we grant permission to close or block County Highway as mentioned.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this closure as stated. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
The next three items are performance payment and maintenance bond or Reeve Riley Construction for the reconstruction of County Road 450 South from US 52 to Newcastle. This is our community crossing grants match. We have the PO in place. We've had a pre-construction. This is the last piece of business before work starts.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion we approve the performance bond, payment bond, and one-year maintenance bond as outlined.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the performance payment and maintenance bond with Reeve Riley as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sheriff Goldsmith.
We're going to take this one out.
Well, unfortunately, he's out of town, so he gives me.
This is an addendum to the current contract that we have with Quality Correctional. It's our medical contract. The original contract was for $566,628. It looks like this addendum is to raise that amount by $284,272 to extend 24-hour coverage 7 days a week.
Right, we're 24/7 now.
Okay. And I did check with the auditor this morning. It looks like that is the exact amount that is budgeted for that account this year. So I would move that we approve the agreement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this agreement addendum. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Thank you. Deanna.
Hello there.
Hello.
Good morning.
I come to you this morning with our revised admission agreement and group living expectations for the residents sign this as they move into the facility. I had Deb look over it for legality, and the main changes that we made was that we went to a no smoking property back in February, so we made that change on our notes, and we also added to it a enforcement process if there's any kind of violations of the agreement. because we didn't have any step process in force before.
And everything's going fine with the change?
We have a few that are pushing the limits.
Anytime there's a change, I'll make a motion that we approve the admissions agreement and group living expectations as outlined.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve this new admission agreement and group living expectations. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. An application to the villa.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the application for Andrea Beaucamp.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this application. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Thank you. Julie, Brian, and Cheryl.
Good morning.
Our candidate filings closed February 8th, and in that we determined that there was one contested race in the Democratic Party for Lafayette City at large. And then with further discussion with party chairs, we're going to have a municipal primary, Democratic and Republican, in the municipality of Lafayette. So moving forward, we presented our early voting locations for 2019 primary, which would be in the city of Lafayette. Board of Elections office, there's one at Lafayette Jeff High School, and then 3 of the Paylesses.
Lafayette Jeff is not listed on the one that was in your packet. I would think we'll schedule that.
Added afterwards. It's Wednesday, May 1, from 9 to 2 at Lafayette Jeff.
The date and time again?
Wednesday, May 1, from 9 until 2.
Mr. President, I would move approving the 2019 primary early vote locations as outlined by staff.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the early voting locations. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
Then looking at the vote center sites, these are a subset of our 18 vote centers that we used last year, just in the Lafayette municipality area. So there's 8 of those that would be on election day, May 7th.
It looks like it's St. Lawrence Church, Lafayette City Hall, Jenks Rest, Lafayette Fire Station number 5, the 4-H Fairgrounds, Home Ec Building, the Eagles Lodge, Evangelical Covenant Church, and the Outpost Catering. I would move that we approve these locations as well.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the primary vote center sites. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
Okay, next up is our poll worker contract and oath. This is just updated from what we used last year. It has updated information, includes Julie's name and phone number, and an update for the date of the primary election, which is 7th of May. The price for the payment is the same, $250 for a supervisor, $240 for a lead Democrat. Those are both on election day, $190 for a full-day judge. They all get $20 meal allowance. Typically, we don't hire half-day judges, but that's there for in case we need that. And then $11 an hour for the people who work for early voting at our other satellite sites.
Okay, Mr. President, I'll make a motion. We approve the poll worker contract and oath.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the contract and oath. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes.
Then finally, the order for renaming precincts. When we were doing our work in Battleground, updating, making sure everybody was assigned to the correct precinct. We noticed that in the county precinct key, the splits for Tippecanoe 04 did not match the ward numbers. For example, Tippecanoe 04 split 1 matched with Ward 5. Tippecanoe 04 split 2 matched with Ward 1. So it made sense to us to rename those precincts so that the split numbers go with the ward numbers. In fact, many of those voters are assigned to the split number that matches the board number that they're actually in. So instead of moving everybody, it just made sense to rename the precincts so that we don't have to move everybody. So this is in order for us to make that change.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve this order renaming those precincts as outlined.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the renaming as stated. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Thank you much.
I just want to publicly thank them for all the work that they've done, especially with the renaming of these precincts. I mean, they actually drove around to make sure they had every house right. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jason.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just want to take a few minutes and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to present these awards today. I was here, I think it was August of last year, to give out a couple of these with the hopes of never having to do it again, but unfortunately here we are, or fortunately here we are again to be able to give those. So those of us that work and live within the public safety arena, especially those that are directly connected to people that work as a corrections officer in facilities such as ours, can appreciate the day in and day out stressors of working in such an environment. It takes a special person, it takes a special group of people to do that, and we have a really good group and a really special group of people down at Community Corrections that work within our facility. You know, the gift of life is something that we all sometimes understand the value of, but sometimes take advantage of and take for granted. It's nice when you lose something to get your wallet back or your keys back, but to be able to return the gift of life is something that you can never repay. And so I will do my best to do that today, to say thank you to these 4 individuals that on 2 different occasions gave that gift of life back to participants within inside of our facility. Both were found lifeless, and they administered life-saving measures. And I do want to take this time to also thank Amanda Walser down at the Health Department and Daryl Clace with Tees for providing us with the equipment and the training to bring back somebody that has overdosed on heroin, and which was the case in these two incidents. So on December 25th, 2018, and on January 29th, 2019, these individuals rendered life-saving measures, and their swift actions and decisive actions those days were able to save 2 lives and give them a new lease on life and hopefully a new perspective to get the help that they needed and divert any sort of pain and trauma to families that would have otherwise caused that. So I will here now present Keaton Smith and Jeremy Norman for their life-saving efforts on December 25th, 2018. To Garth Flybrook and Bradley Jackson for their life-saving efforts on January 29th, 2019. Thank you.
Thank you, and totally agree with you, Jason. Hopefully, we don't have to hand these out, but it's great when we have people there that know what they're doing. So, thank you. Amanda?
Good morning. We would like to ask for permission to apply for an amendment to our Quick Response Team grant. We were provided the opportunity by the state to ask for another $11,148. So we would like permission to apply for that.
Mr. President, I move for granting permission to apply for the grant as outlined.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the permission to grant. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Okay, we have an appointment to the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission.
Yes, we have had a recent resignation. Bill Bogan Jr. Has had to resign due to some professional changes he's had at his employment, and like to nominate Vince Schisler, Schissler, as his replacement.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this appointment as presented. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That passes. Unfinished business. We have a resolution. Doug, you want to talk a little bit about this one? Or?
Yeah. So this will be, I think, 2019-06-CM, and it's just a resolution postponing the bid openings that are currently scheduled for March 7th, 2019. This is for the Coliseum pre-engineered metal building at the fairgrounds. Our advisor told us that if we just extend this a little bit longer, it'll give potential bidders more of an opportunity, and we have reason to believe that you'll get more bids if you postpone it. And so this will be till, what was the date again?
March 12th.
March 12th, 2019 at 11 a.m. Be right after the council meeting, and bids would be received until that time. So this resolution just makes a determination that it's in the county's best interest to postpone this, and that the March 7th opening of the bids will now be March 11th, or 12th.
12th.
Mr. President, I'd move for adoption of resolution number 2019-6-CM as outlined.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Any other unfinished or new business?
I have none.
Very good. Okay, reports on file. We have one from the Building Commission, Clerk of the Circuit Court, and those file reports will be over in the Commissioner's office for public viewing. Public comment? Seeing none?
Motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.
I just initialed them.
Give us a